My favorite part of Y Camp was doing the ropes course.
My favorite part of the Y Camp was beginning when we all sang together. My goal for high school is to get good grades.
My goal for high school is to graduate.
My favorite part in being in the middle school is helping out with others.
My favorite part of being in the middle school is doing after school sports.
My favorite part of being in the middle school is leaving.
I don't got a favorite dance move.
My favorite dance move is Fresh Time from Fortnite.
This is my favorite dance move.
Alright, my favorite dream job is to be a pilot.
And mine is to play video games for a living.
My favorite course subject is algebra.
My favorite course subject is math.
My favorite trend of this school year is AirPods.
My favorite trend of this school year is PewDiePie versus T-Series. Go PewDiePie, sub PewDiePie.
My favorite trend is Fortnite, and the most memorable moment is Y Camp retreat.
My most memorable moment is definitely Y Camp retreat.
My memorable moment is the Y Camp retreat.
My dream job is a chef.
My dream job is law enforcement.
Where will you see yourself in 10 years?
Where I see myself in 10 years is probably my dream job as law enforcement.
I see myself cooking in 10 years.
And my favorite part about the retreat was climbing the rock wall.
And my favorite part about the retreat was spilling tea in the cabins.
My dream job is to be an engineer.
Mine is to be a sports medicine doctor.
And mine is to be a police officer. My favorite course subject is reading.
Mine's American history.
Mine's algebra.
In 10 years, I see myself somewhere.
I see myself very rich and with a family. My favorite trend this year was probably flexing on people with my AirPods.
My favorite trend was the Big Chungus one.
My most memorable moment is when I made the friends that I have today.
My most memorable moment in middle school would probably be going to the Y Camp. That was really fun.
My favorite show to binge watch is Friends.
And mine is Lucifer, because he's hot. And my outside school activity that I do is dancing and swimming.
Mine is Minecraft and slipping.
My dream job is to be an ASL interpreter.
I don't have a dream job, because
a doctor.
What activity do you do outside school? I hang out with my friends.
I just play sports.
And I hang out with my friends.
My favorite food is a salad.
My favorite food is pizza, and my favorite middle school teacher is Mr. Spora.
My favorite is probably Mr. Spora also.
My favorite part of 8th grade year was the retreat.
My favorite part of 8th grade was also the retreat. My favorite show to binge watch is iZombie.
Mine is the Umbrella Academy.
My favorite part about being in middle school is PE.
My favorite part about being in middle school is the teachers and the students that you get to meet.
My favorite part about being in middle school is hanging out with friends. My dream job is to be an officer, police officer.
My dream job would be to either be a lawyer or be a paramedic.
My dream job is to be an architect.
Okay, my favorite field trip of the school year was the Y retreat.
Mine was also the Y Camp retreat,
And my most embarrassing moment is probably all of them because I embarrassed myself a lot.
My embarrassing moment was last year, and my friend farted, and I got the blame.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Danner.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Brook. My favorite trend was Just Cooper's YouTube channel.
And my favorite channel is also Just Cooper's YouTube channel.
My dream job is a professional soccer player.
My dream job is a professional sports athlete or lawyer.
My dream job would be a physician or an orthodontist, and my most memorable moment in 8th grade is the 8th grade retreat.
My most memorable moment is fun night and friends.
My memorable moment is the retreat also.
My favorite part of the Y Camp retreat was playing basketball outside and hanging out with my friends.
My favorite part of the Y Camp retreat was definitely the food there.
My favorite part of the Y Camp retreat was the rock climbing pool.
My favorite part of the Y Camp retreat was hanging out with my friends. And then what I'm looking most forward to in high school is meeting new people.
What I'm looking forward to the most in high school is all the different classes and clubs.
What I'm looking forward to most in high school is probably meeting, more new people. That's it.
What I'm looking forward to in high school is the sports and the chances I get to have fun.
My favorite show to binge watch is Grey's Anatomy.
Mine's 911.
My favorite show to binge watch is Friends. My favorite part about being in middle school and a time that I've had a lot of fun was when we went to the Y Camp. That was actually pretty fun.
Probably a story from middle school for me is on my birthday, I slipped and fell on ketchup in front of everybody while they sang me happy birthday at lunch.
A story for me is when I went into 7th grade, I accidentally walked into the boys' restroom.
My favorite part of 8th grade was football.
My favorite part of 8th grade was football.
Mine was cheer. My favorite teacher in the middle school was Mr. Herb.
My favorite teacher was also Mr. Herb.
My favorite teacher was Mrs. Spora.
My favorite core subject is reading.
My favorite core subject is math, and my favorite field trip was when we went to the Y Camp.
My favorite field trip too is also when we went to the Y Camp.
Job will be a neonatal nurse.
My dream job will be a cop.
A sports car enthusiast.
Probably a cop. And then in 10 years, I will be moved to Afghan with Jackson.
In 10 years, I will have a job.
In 10 years, I'll be applying for the dream job I want.
My favorite teacher is Mrs. Williams. My favorite teacher is Mr. Spora.
My favorite core subject is reading.
My favorite core subject is language arts. And my favorite is American history.
My favorite middle school memory was probably going to volleyball tournament or games, and they're like sitting on the bus and like taking videos.
My favorite middle school memory is going to cross country meets and talking about random stuff.
My dream job is to be a physical therapist.
My dream job is to be an architect and civil designer.
And my favorite core subject is science.
My favorite core subject is reading.
My most embarrassing moment was probably doing my speech because I have terrible stage fright.
My most embarrassing moment is probably this moment right now. And my favorite core subject is probably algebra.
My favorite core subject has to be language arts because I love to write.
My job is to become an artist.
My dream job is to become a computer engineer. My favorite teacher is Mrs. Williams.
My favorite teacher is Miss Jordan.
My favorite show to binge watch is The Flash.
My favorite show to binge watch is Supernatural.
My favorite show to binge watch is Grey's Anatomy. My favorite trend this school year is Vans.
My favorite trend this school year is PewDiePie versus T-Series.
My favorite trend this year is PewDiePie versus T-Series.
What is our favorite part of 8th grade? Mine is the retreat.
Retreat.
Okay,
Now say your favorite course subject.
Favorite course subject is math.
Mine is science.
Okay, so my favorite field trip was the Y Camp, and my goal for high school is to get good grades.
My favorite field trip was the Y Camp, and my goal for high school is to also get good grades.
My favorite field trip was also the Y Camp. Also, I want to pass high school.
In the next 10 years, I see myself working with animals.
In the next 10 years, I see myself still living at my mom's.
In the next 10 years, I see myself playing Minecraft.
Teacher.
What?
So your favorite teacher?
My favorite teacher is Mr. Danner.
My favorite teacher is Miss Williams.
My favorite teacher, she's not here anymore, was Mrs. Dolly.
My favorite show to binge watch is Beyblade vs. Turbo.
My favorite show to binge watch is The Office, good stuff.
My dream job is to be a video game tester.
My dream job is, not really a dream job, but just to work at the Seven Oaks ski lift operator. That sounds fun, you know.
My favorite thing of 8th grade is the retreat.
My favorite part of 8th grade is also the retreat.
My favorite part of 8th grade is meeting new teachers.
My favorite part of 8th grade is also the retreat. And my favorite thing about being in middle school is probably that they treat us like young adults.
My favorite part of being in middle school is meeting new teachers and meeting new friends.
My favorite part of 8th grade was probably Mr. Danner.
My favorite thing of 8th grade is probably my friends.
My favorite part of 8th grade year was wrestling.
My favorite part of the 8th grade year was a Y Camp retreat.
My favorite part was basketball. I see myself in the next 10 years showing pigs.
I see myself in the next 10 years working.
I see myself in the next 10 years in jail.
My dream job would probably be some type of engineer.
Mine would be a basketball coach. My favorite field trip was BizTown.
My field trip would probably be the retreat.
My favorite part of the 8th grade is the retreat, and my favorite teacher is Mr. Danner.
Mine is the retreat and Mr. Sport.
Mine was also the retreat and also Mr. Danner.
My goal for high school is to get good grades.
My goal for high school is to stay friends with Brecklin.
My goal for high school is to not forget what my classes are. My greatest achievement in high school is probably keeping my grades up.
My greatest achievement in middle school is meeting Brecklin Brock.
My greatest achievement is meeting Joseph and having good grades.
My favorite part about being in the middle school is the activities we have here.
My favorite part about being in middle school is school sports.
My favorite part about being in the middle school is volleyball. My favorite teacher is Mrs. Williams.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Doyle, of course.
My favorite teacher is Ms. Carter. My favorite part of the 8th grade year would be the retreat. Mine would probably be the experience of the retreat, like getting to know people in the retreat.
Mine is when Parker won the speech, because that was epic. My favorite teacher was Miss Dolly in 5th grade.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Danner and Miss Williams.
Mine was Mrs. Leeds.
My favorite course subject is American history.
My favorite course subject is science.
Mine is science too. What I'm looking forward to in high school is meeting new people.
I'm looking forward to the food.
I'm looking forward to sports.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Danner.
I also like Mr. Danner.
What I'm looking forward to in high school is not having to deal with the school anymore.
I can't wait to graduate because I don't like school.
My favorite middle school memory was going on the 8th grade retreat.
My favorite middle school memory is seeing all my friends in the morning. My favorite middle school teacher is Mr. Spora.
My favorite middle school teacher was Mr. Danner.
My most memorable moment was when we went to the retreat.
Mine was going to the Capitol in 5th grade.
Mine was doing the quiz bowl in Excel. And my favorite show to binge watch is The Flash.
Mine is Riverdale.
Mine is American Horror Story.
My favorite food is steak.
My favorite food is tacos.
My favorite food is pizza. My favorite field trip is the Y Camp.
My favorite field trip is the Y Camp.
My favorite field trip is the Y Camp.
I'm looking forward to in high school getting to meet new people and doing different sports and stuff.
I'm looking forward for extra classes.
I'm looking forward to graduating. And my favorite teacher is Mrs. Dolly.
My favorite teacher is Mrs. Derricks.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Danner.
My favorite course subject in school it'd be science.
Mine is art.
Mine is math. And in high school, I'm looking forward to the lunch.
I'm looking forward to all the different classes I can take.
I'm looking forward to I don't know, STEM classes or something.
My dream job is to be an athletic trainer.
My dream job is to be an interior designer. And my favorite show to binge watch is This Is Us.
My favorite show to binge watch is Friends.
My goal for high school is to get decent good grades and graduate.
My goal for high school is to get into FFA and welding. My favorite activity to do outside of school is football.
My favorite activity to do after school is to roller skate and hang out with friends.
My favorite part about middle school is being with my friends.
My favorite part about middle school is the new teachers.
My favorite part about being in middle school is being with my friends. My favorite part of the 8th grade year is the retreat.
My favorite part is also the retreat.
My favorite part is also the retreat.
Okay. My favorite middle school memory is the time where I got dared to eat Januv's lotion in the morning.
Mine was the roller skating.
My favorite activity to do outside of school is the basketball games.
Mine was ride my bike.
Okay, my favorite course subject is probably science.
My favorite course subject is reading.
My favorite course subject is math. And my favorite teacher would probably have to be Mr. Spora.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Spora.
I'll just say that too.
My memorable moment is the retreat.
My memorable moment is making friends.
And my memorable moment is the Y Camp retreat. My activity outside of school is softball.
My activity out of school is puzzles.
My activity out of school is basketball.
In 8th grade, it's probably like leaving every day.
Club day.
The Y Camp retreat. My favorite show to binge watch is 13 Reasons Why.
Grey's Anatomy. Lucifer.
You can go, Josh.
My favorite part of being in middle school is
taking care of like other students.
What was your favorite part about 8th grade?
Doing basketball.
Favorite part of 8th grade was doing basketball, and thinking about being in this middle school is the teachers are like really nice and caring.
My dream job is I want to be a meteorologist.
My dream job is, I actually don't have one because I don't really know what I want to do. And my core subject is STEM.
My favorite course subject is probably science.
School was being able to hang out with my friends.
My favorite part of middle school was wrestling season, and what I'm looking forward to most in high school is sports.
I'm looking most forward to in high school is not having to ride the bus.
Favorite part of 8th grade year was the Y Camp retreat, and my greatest achievement was getting the Geppinger Award.
What's your favorite thing about the 2023 class? Your class is very unique and quirky, and we love your ability to add enthusiasm and humor to all that you do.
Favorite memory of this year would be the 8th grade retreat.
What is something you've learned from the class of 2023? In my homeroom especially, I've learned the importance of Arbor Day and Groundhog Day. I've also learned what spilling the tea is and what it means to ship it.
Way too much shipping. The last one was, what students do you think will become president? We said that it doesn't really matter. We think you guys are capable of doing whatever that you want to do when you grow up. So we weren't going to put money on anybody.
I was just going to say, Mrs. Grander will be
Oh yeah,
doing
let's have some
outbugs.
outtakes. This sounds like a great
Oh, that'd be a good one. Good addition.